Hello, Kindred World. My name is David Metler, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Kindred Fellowship Program, along with Lisa Reagan, Kindred's editor, and Reshma Agarwal, one of Kindred's board members and rising stars. So I've been honored to work with this team and our advisory board and all of those who have supported us at Kindred this year to launch our first ever fellowship program. And we had some phenomenal students, both undergraduates and graduate students from across the country, participate in our first ever program this summer for 7 weeks. We adventured into the ecology of the child to explore the promise of centering childhood in social justice education. Our unique and innovative curriculum was designed by our team, and it was designed around the components of mindfulness, centering childhood, and bringing a real value to social justice education in terms of activism. Oh, and Smittens wants to say hi really quickly. Hello, Smittens. Okay. We explore the idea of kindred activism together, a new type of activism that we're understanding and defining and seeing the potential of its power. Kindred activism is all about rootedness, meaning really understanding and knowing our own story and who we are and finding our authentic voice, and connectedness, being able to build equal power relationships across social identity differences, especially with children. And it's also about the imagination, the power of the imagination for social justice. We took our fellows, our 2021 inaugural fellows, through an unrehearsed adventure this summer, along with 7 of our Kindred Fellowship instructors. We had a process meeting and a seminar meeting each week for 7 weeks. The structure was based on the principles and philosophy of social justice education, that we have a balance between the head and the heart, between process and content, knowing and valuing, and knowing that it matters what happens in real time, being able to examine and understand our power dynamics, our tendencies, our patterns as we relate with one another is a part of our social justice work. As it's been said, the path to social justice is social justice. And so it was really powerful to co-facilitate with our fellows, with our team, and to really create a sacred space, especially this year, as we're going through this pandemic, to create this sacred space over Zoom, where we each could be heard, where we each had a chance to share our truths and to speak from our heart, and to really learn from each other, knowing that our personal journeys, our life experiences, our own wisdom that we offer, and everyone has equal wisdom to offer within our Kindred Fellowship Program. So we're grateful for our inaugural fellows, and I'd just like to share some of the major themes of this program. As I mentioned, rootedness, connectedness, and imagination are 3 major themes, starting with our rootedness. As Parker Palmer says, we teach who we are. Angela Davis adds that we have to talk about liberating minds as well as liberating society. And this is why in our program, the Kindred Fellowship Program, we start with our why for social justice, really deepening our connection with our purpose and our understanding of why we fight for social justice. Also, rootedness is about being connected to our authentic self and voice and inner child work, which is some work that we really had some experts guide us in this summer. It also is about being able to connect to a systems level from what we experience within ourselves, understanding the activist paradox, which is a term that I've defined, really looking at the ways in which we actually have integrity to our values, and also everyday moments where we know we have more work to do, times where we get triggered as adults, times where we are deepening our awareness of the ways in which our ordinary moments, our everyday opportunities to live our life with our purpose and towards the goal of social justice, so that we don't have a paradox between our values and our actions in our everyday experiences. And also a deep understanding of our social identity, the complexity of who we are, our personal and our social identities. Our curriculum was mindfulness-based, which incorporated practices into each of our sessions to center us and to bring us into the present moment with our mind, body, and soul or spirit connected in this moment. And the power of that is really that we're allowed to be fully present, to learn the most we can, and also to just bring our full selves to the experience. We differentiated between mindfulness, the work that we do with our thoughts and our really looking at our cognitive processes and patterns, and the work of embodiment, noticing how things feel, how thoughts, different emotions are connected, how different things that we think and we feel are connected to needs. And so we did mindfulness and embodiment practices, as well as soulfulness practices. We learned about what makes us feel most alive and why, and how do we stay connected to this deep sense of purpose and vitality. As far as our theme of connection, Rainer Maria Rilke offers this quote: "Once the realization is accepted that even between the closest people infinite distances exist, a marvelous living side by side can grow up for them if they succeed in loving the expanse between them, which gives them the possibility of always seeing each other as a whole and before an immense sky." And Rachel Naomi Remen offers that fixing and helping create a distance between people, but we cannot serve at a distance. We can only serve that to which we are profoundly connected. Helping, fixing, and serving represent three different ways of seeing life. When you help, you see life as weak. When you fix, you see life as broken. When you serve, you see life as whole. And so we incorporated these beautiful words, the sentiment of these words, into the way in which we looked at the power of connection. E.M. Forster actually says the whole point of education, if we could summarize it in 2 words, is only connect. And so we really, in this Kindred Fellowship Program, focused on how we can, as we deepened our awareness of our own rootedness within ourselves, our relationship with ourselves, we could be more truly connected in our relationships in our lives, in our personal relationships, in our relationships with everybody on this planet. We really focused on a deepened awareness of how to truly see a child as a person, and to see the brilliance of Kindred's vision of one family, one world, to really see ourselves as interdependent beings, all a part of the same family, and to be able to trace the roots of injustice and oppression to childhood, knowing that social justice begins in childhood. It begins at the beginning. We worked with our fellows to see everyday moments to create social justice, connecting our personal experiences to transformative systems work. We learned skills in building equal power ally relationships with children and equal power relationships across social identity differences. And the main focus of our theme of connection was really around integrating our activism as a lifestyle. So not just as attending a march or a protest once or twice, although those are important, but really seeing our everyday lives as our integrity to our activism, seeing the moments within ordinary daily activities and habits that we can change, that we can focus on, and we can acknowledge that they matter, that it's not just about milestones and marches, it's also about moments, everyday moments of change. Finally, and maybe most importantly, we focused on the power of the imagination for social justice work. Coming back to Teresa Graham Brett's brilliant quote that imagine a world where mistrust, power over dynamics, domination, and oppression no longer exist because children have never experienced them. Inspiring us to imagine this world and then to live into that world by changing and transforming our relationships with childhood and the children who share our lives. Audre Lorde adds that the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house, which is this real call to the imagination and to creativity, to create new tools for change. And finally, Shirley Jackson shares that no live organism can continue for long to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality. Even larks and katydids are supposed by some to dream. And so it really just highlights the significance of dreaming, of the imagination, to being human and being advocates for justice. We really reconnected to our inspiration for imagining a transformed world. We noticed and paid attention to experiences and moments of self-transcendence and system transcendence. We practiced and played and had a lot of fun, and really acknowledged the power of creativity in our daily lives and also in our activism. We savored moments of love, justice, liberation, and transcendence within the Kindred Fellowship Program and from our experiences before and beyond the program. And we also talked and discussed the power of dreams, knowing that some pretty powerful things, for example, I have a dream is quite a symbolic start of a sentence for activism, knowing that Martin Luther King Jr. presented his I Have a Dream speech in the March on Washington, signifying the power of a dream, a vision of the future, how significant that is to what we're doing today to get to that vision, that dream. And overall, with our Kindred Fellowship Program, we're exploring the promise of kindred activism, putting together our rootedness, our connectedness, and our imagination so that our activism is authentic, relational, and imaginative. We just completed our wildly fun and incredibly inspiring journey this summer with our 2021 inaugural cohort of fellows. We had such an incredible time with our fellows, and it really put our ideas into action to see our students get inspired by kindred activism and start to really make the greatest impact in this world through the focus on the power of transforming childhood in terms of transforming the world. It truly gave our team a delight to see the power of kindred activism and to continue to explore the promise of kindred activism as we go into the second year of our Kindred Fellowship Program next year. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to connect with everyone and anyone in our Kindred Fellowship, in our Kindred community, and to keep sharing the beautiful story of the first year of our Kindred Fellowship Program. I'm grateful for all the support that we've had from across our community, and to continue to support our 3 Kindred Fellowship students that worked with us this summer as they continue to find the path beyond our program. And we do hope to continue to work with them and engage them in Kindred's work and to extend our community of Kindred Fellows into the coming years. Thank you. and have a good day. I don't know how to end this thing. Okay. Yay, Kindred Fellowship Program 2021. Woo, woo, woo.